Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna tell you my labor and delivery story. I actually had a video of it, but my phone cracked, so I lost all my footage. I actually recorded my baby shower, what's in my diaper bag, um, us going to buy the crib, building the crib, coming with the baby and all of that. But once I left the hospital, my phone fell and it cracked and I couldn't recover anything. I should have uploaded the videos, but I just didn't. The last weeks of me being pregnant were just all over the place. I was feeling all over the place, but yeah. So I'm gonna tell you my story. It was just a one beautiful night, July 19th, and it was around 12:30. I was ready to go to sleep because I was really tired. So my husband, he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to the restroom, whatever. He goes to the restroom and I lay in bed and I literally like rolled over and something cracked inside me 3 times. It was scary, but I was like, am I okay? Like, what's going on? Nothing happened, like automatic, but after like 10 seconds, I felt like I peed myself. So I got a little bit scared. I yelled to Gio and I was like, yo, I think my water broke. I think we should go now. So yeah, like literally for like 2 good minutes, it was rolling down my legs like nonstop. We were kind of like, yo, is this your water? Are you peeing yourself? What's going on? Because I mean, it's our first baby, so we did not know if that was gonna happen or if that was when your water breaks. We were all over the place that. So I called my mom, he called his mom, and we told them like, what happened. They're like, yeah, your water broke, so go to the hospital. So I just put a dress on. Whenever I get to the hospital, I could just take it off. So we're going, and that was around 12:30. Around like 12:40ish, the first contraction hit, and I told him, I was like, yo, I think my first contraction, it was bad. Water was still like, rolling down my legs. It was kind of scary. But yeah, we get to the hospital. I give them all my information, and like I told y'all, I live in Mexico, so it's different. Well, it's really different than over there in the US. You give your information to the person that's in the desk, and after that, once you cross those doors, you're by yourself. Nobody can go with you. You're by yourself, literally. I cross those doors and I tell Gio bye. I kiss him and I'm just like, you know, see you when I have our baby. So I go inside and there's 2 nurses and there's a doctor. It's like a big room with like 5 different beds, and I was confused. I was like I said, it was new to me because they put you in a big room with 5 different beds, and I was the only one, thankfully. But if there was other girls that were there giving birth, they were gonna be right next to me. So I was kind of like, okay. So I go in there, and the first thing is they put me in the bed. They check the baby, and the doctor was like, no, the baby's okay. In fact, he's down there. So yeah, she put her fingers inside me, and she checked how much I was dilated, and I was 4 centimeters. And she was like, oh my god, you still have a long way to go. And I'm just like, okay. They asked me if I had contractions, and I told them yes, I had 2 contractions, which it was weird because once they say that you're in, labor, they are consistent, like 10 minutes and then 5 minutes and stuff like that. But like I said, my last contraction was at 12:40 once I was in the car. And whenever I got to the hospital, I remember the time was 1:05 and I hadn't had no contraction. So they were, off. So I told them that and they were like, okay, well, probably you're gonna start off like in a little bit. So I was like, okay. So it was like around 1:05 and then around 1:15 I got a contraction. And I told them, I was like, okay, I have a contraction. So they were checking me, they checked my blood pressure, and they said that my blood pressure was going up. So it was 150 over something. I don't remember the number, but it was 150 over something. And they told me that that was bad. So they checked me again, and blood was coming out of me. I got really scared. They were checking the baby, and she said that my baby was wrapped in the cord. So I got really scared. I was like, so what's gonna happen? So she called another doctor, and they were like, okay, we're gonna do a C-section because your pressure is going up and your baby's wrapped and blood is coming out of you. So it's an emergency. You have to go right now to get a C-section. So I told them, I was like, okay, well, let's go. They called my husband, and obviously he couldn't go inside the room. He was outside. And they told him, okay, well, this and that, your wife is going to C-section. And for me, I didn't want to get a C-section, but at that point, you're just thinking about your baby. Like, okay, let's go. I want my baby to be, here with me. So I was waiting. So that was around like 1:20. I got another contraction at 1:25. So it was about every 10 minutes I was getting a contraction. I was like, okay, let's go. Like I was waiting here for them to take me to the emergency or the little room where they were taking their sweet time. I was scared because blood was coming out of me. Nobody was doing anything, and out of nowhere, they all gathered to the back of the room and they're talking. And I'm just like, is there something you gotta tell me? Is there like what's going on? So I told them, I was like, what's going on? Like, why are you not taking me anywhere? And they were like, okay, well, we need to talk. And I'm just like, okay. They were like, okay, well, we're gonna take you to a different hospital because the doctor that puts the anesthesia, the one that, when you go and get a C-section, the one that sleeps your body, wasn't there, and he's not picking up the phone. And I'm just like, so you're saying there's not a doctor, and I'm literally giving birth and nobody's doing anything? I was so mad. I was so frustrated. Like, this is a hospital. Y'all should be prepared for these things. Like, what? So I told them, I was like, okay, like, let's go. Like, I don't care. So they were like, okay, well, you're gonna go in the ambulance. The ambulance is gonna take you to the other hospital. They're gonna put you, halfway down to sleep, and then you're gonna come back, you're gonna deliver your baby here. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna go back and forth to this hospital and then to the other hospital and this and that. Like, what is that? Like, so at this point, I was frustrated. I was mad. And I told him, like, can I talk to my husband? Because I was ready to leave that hospital and go to a different one because they were just taking their sweet time. And yeah. So the last time I told him, I was like, well, I feel like there's pressure down there. Like, I really feel like I need to push. Like, it was just, well, I didn't feel like I needed to push. I just felt pressure down there. So I told her that. I was like, once they were doing like all of this, calling the ambulance was coming in, the people were leaving and all of this, I was over here in pain with, blood coming out of me. I was scared that my baby was wrapped and nobody was doing anything. My blood pressure was going up, felt like I was, my heart was racing, and with the contractions. Like, it was just too much pain. I was so mad. I told him that I needed to talk to somebody. Oh, you hear my baby cry? He's crying, but his dad is over there. So, yeah. What was I saying? So I told him, I was like, I need to talk to my husband, like now. They were like, okay, no, you were ready to go to the ambulance, and we'll see you back. And I was like, okay, whatever. They put me in the little, bed of the ambulance or whatever, and I'm off to the other hospital. Literally, it was like 5 minutes drive, but I felt like it was the worst thing ever. I don't know how bad I looked. I don't know how bad the guy like saw me. He grabbed my hand and he was like, you need to breathe, hold it in. And I'm just like, oh my God, the tamales are passing by. He was holding my hand and he was like, you need to breathe, you just hold it in. And I'm like, I can't hold this in, I'm giving birth. Like, what? Like, hospital, everybody was waiting there for me. There was like 5 different doctors and whatever. And they were like, okay, are you the girl from this hospital? I'm not gonna say the name of the hospital. And I was like, yes. And then they were like, okay, so what's the issue? Like, they didn't even tell them anything. They just sent me there and they expected for them to know what was I there for. Like what? So I told them, I was like, okay, well, I went in there before dilated. They told me that my baby was wrapped, I wasn't bleeding, and they said that my blood pressure was going up, so I need to get a C-section. That's why I can't push. And they were like, okay, let me check your baby. They checked my baby, like fast. Once they were checking it, they told me, no, your baby's not wrapped, your baby's okay. Everybody was moving really fast, and I told the doctor, I hold his hand, I'm like, I feel like I need a push. Like, I really feel like I need a push. But they told me that I was dilated. So what? And they're like, okay, let me check. So he literally opened my legs and he was like, sweetie, you are 10 centimeters dilated. I see the baby's head, you need a push. And I'm like, what? Like, I was so done with the other hospital. Like, they were not real doctors. Like, what kind of service is that? You know what I mean? I don't know. So anyways, they didn't even like put me the epidural. They didn't put me the little thingy, here in my veins. Nothing. They took me to this room and they were like, you need to push. And I was like, girl, I'm already pushing. Like you just know when you need to push, If you're a mommy, you know what I mean? Like, you can't control that. You can't hold it in. You just, it has to come out. So, literally I was pushing and literally I went all natural. 5 pushes and my baby came out at 3:53. Yeah. Once he came out, every time your baby comes out, they give him to you so you can see him, so you can hold him, and all of that. But for me, that didn't happen. My baby was born and he wasn't crying. I got really scared. Like, I didn't even care about me. While I was looking at my baby that wasn't crying, I see you, like, I remember, I look back at this and it's just like a slow movie. He came out of me, I gave birth to him, and the blood wouldn't stop. So the doctor called the other doctor and they told him that, hey, you need to bring her husband, she needs blood. The other doctor is running to get my husband, to get my family from outside. While that was happening, I looked at my baby, he wasn't crying. I was asking the doctor, is my baby okay? Like, nobody's telling me anything. two different people or nurses or doctors rushed with my baby, and the other doctor or nurse was putting something in my veins because I was passing out. So like everything was just happening at once, and the first thing that goes through your mind is like, if I'm gonna die, please just let me hear my baby cry. I said that to God. Um, it was the longest minutes of my life. They were putting the oxygen, on me because I couldn't breathe. My pressure was going up and up and up. And I hear him cry. And it's just like, it was a relief hearing him cry. They bring him to me, and I see him cry, and it's like, God, if I'm gonna die, thank you for my baby. Thank you. That's literally what I was saying in my head. Like, you never know. Whenever you go to the hospital and you are gonna give birth, you don't know if you're coming out with your baby. You don't know if you're coming out with a baby. You don't know. So, yeah. They gave it to me for like a minute because they needed to take him because they were doing all of this to me. They take my baby, I see that he's okay, he's breathing, it's a boy. And I see him, I get so calm, and I'm just there laying. I let them do whatever they want to me. They were bringing in a different doctor, or the same doctor. I say different, but there were like 5 different doctors all together, but they were all doing something. So they were like, okay, I'm gonna take out the placenta, and I'm like, okay, like, do it. Like, you have to do it. Just do it. Do whatever you want. So they couldn't take out my placenta because it was like all the way down my boobs. So they stick their hand inside me, and that hurt a lot. They were doing like all of this kind of stuff to me inside, and it was really painful. The doctor couldn't take it out, so they called a different doctor. A doctor was like, okay, this is gonna hurt a little bit, and I'm like, okay, just do it. He went inside, he went all like this, he took it out, and blood was still coming out of me. But they finally take it out, and they start sewing me up. But anyway, so they take me to a different room, to the recovery room, and I'm just there by myself. So I gave birth at 3:53, right? They brought me to the room like around 4:20 or 4:30, something like that. And I'm just there at the recovery room by myself, and they bring my baby, and it's just in that moment that I was there with my baby for a good 10 minutes. I was looking at my baby, and I was praying to God, and I thank him for everything. And I still do to this day. When I see him smile, when I see him cry, it's just a blessing that I am here with him. And yeah. But anyway, so I was there by the recovery room, and still my husband or my family couldn't go, inside of that room. So I was waiting there till like 12 or 1. They take me to a different room where I'm actually by myself now, and I was there, waiting for my husband and my mom, And like with everything with COVID, they only let your husband go in for 15 minutes, which sucks. I don't understand why. So he goes, and once I see him walk in that door, all my worries and all my pain and everything just seems to be gone for a good 5 seconds. So he hugs me, he hugs my baby, and my family was, together, and I was blessed. I'm there for a good day. My mom stays the night with me, like I said, because they don't let guys stay there with you. Don't know why, but my mom had to stay there with me, so she did. And yeah, the next day, they released me, and I wasn't so much medicine because of my pressure was still, up. But it was just everything, all my emotions were everywhere. But I walked out of the hospital with my baby and with my family. I came to the house with them, and it was just amazing. My baby is about to be 2 months. So, yeah, he was born July 19th, 2021 at 3:53. I couldn't be more blessed. I couldn't be more thankful. It's just, he's perfect in every single way. And I'm sorry I've been touching my hair through all this video. It's just, what? Why do they say that whenever you're having a boy, you glow? And girl, where was my glow? Because I don't feel it, but, and I don't see it. But anyways, oh my God. Stop touching your hair. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram. It's gonna be down below also. Thank you for hearing my crazy, scary labor and delivery story. And let me know what y'all think. All right, guys. Well, I gotta go because I don't know what my baby's doing. He's there with my husband, but I don't know what they're doing. I think they're watching something. But yeah, guys. Bye.